Hey, what is up? This is the review of the 8K wireless Ajazz AJ179 Ergo mouse. That's literally a one-to-one clone of the Lamzu Thorn. Now, Ajazz have recently been cooking with two releases. The 159, which is a Ninjutsu Sora V2 kind of clone, but this mouse was heavily criticized for the poor quality of the shell. I'm not talking about this mouse, I'm talking about the 159. The 179, this one, does not have any QC issues, and for a starting price of $34, this mouse is a serious contender for best value for money Ergo. Now, of course, this mouse comes with 4 different options. If you know Ajazz, they're gonna make one mouse and give you 5 different options, starting from the $33.95 1K sensors for $34 to the Apex model, which comes with a charging dock, $39.50, sensors, 8K wireless capabilities for a whopping $70. Now let's start with the shape and size. This AJ179 is 2mm shorter than the Thorn. I measured it at 117, the Thorn is at 119mm, and the height and the grip width is 1mm smaller than the Thorn. So theoretically, in the hand, it is 1mm smaller all around, but you really can't feel it. In the hand, it's almost impossible to distinguish any difference between the two. Even when you have them side by side, it's pretty difficult in a blind test. But you know, if you concentrate and put your mind to it, you can feel that the Thorn is just a hair puffier, I suppose you could say that. Just 1mm all around. Of course, the Thorn and the Ajazz are known to be EC3 clones. I wouldn't know how accurate because I've never owned one, but it's plenty comfy shape even for my larger hands. When I do compare the shapes on ELO, it does seem that the Thorn and Ajazz are closer to each other than they are to the Zowie EC3 or the Vaxi Outset for that matter. In terms of build quality, on the Ajazz 179, I am getting AAA quality. I am aware there were issues from the 159 aka Ninjutsu Sora clone, but the AJ179 does not suffer the same fate. Now, the only flaw I can think of is the design choice of the charging port at the bottom of the mouse, kind of like breaking up the full skate experience. And the other thing that I noticed also is the black PTFE feet. They kind of deteriorate far too quickly and slow down to an unacceptable level. Other than that minor gripe, I would say you're getting a very well built product. The packaging was minimal. Let me pull it up for you. Here we go. The packaging was minimal, and it's like quite pretty, not overboard. Very simple, 2 colors on the box. I wish they eliminated the styrofoam though. You know, they could have done something like the Vaxi style, where it's just folded cardboard around, or Endgame Gear style, you know, simpler, more environmentally friendly. I think that would have been a better choice. Maybe if they watch this video, they'll do that in the future. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about the coating next. The AJ179 has a mild grippy coating that is almost exactly the same as the Fnatic Thorn. if I had to compare, maybe the Thorn is slightly more grippier, but you can't really tell the difference in a blind test. They feel identical. If I had to pick one that was more grippier, I would say it would be the Thorn, but in a blind test I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference, if I'm being honest. This also means that this kind of coating is dry and smooth, and it gets stickier as you warm up the mouse in your hand. I think this coating will be great for 99% of users, but if you have particularly dry hands, this could be a challenge. Now the buttons, the AJ179 uses the Huano green shell white dots or green shell green dots. I'm not really too sure. 100 million click durability, so it's pretty good, right up there with all the best switches. The M1 and M2 have different tensioning. You can even hear it on the mic. The M1 on my copy seems to have excessive pre-travel. Check out that bouncy before it actuates. There's a lot of movement. On the M2 is a lot less pre-travel and then click. On the M1 a lot more pre-travel and then click. So the tensioning isn't great. They could have done a little bit better. The switches itself feel great, but again, it's the tensioning that I feel needs improving. I might have had a bad copy, but I wanted you guys to know that anyway. The feet itself, they're black PTFE. They're not bad, but they certainly aren't great. They seem to have air inside. There seems to be a gap in between the PTFE and the body of the mouse, because when I press down on it, there seems to be air in them. So they're sinking in when I'm pressing down into it. And then they're trying to adhere to the body. And then they release again, and then they puff up. They puff out again, if you know what I mean. So it's not really sticking to the body, it's puffing out again. So the feet, a lot of companies don't do PTFE feet very well, and Ajazz is just another one of those that don't really put too much value into PTFE feet, or how they apply their feet, or what materials they use, and that's a shame. The setup is also, like not symmetrical, because the top skates are the full skates, but at the bottom you have corner skates to account for the charging magnets that go right in between that entire bottom of the mouse. So that kind of breaks up the bottom skates and turns them into corner skates. But you know what, you can overcome them with some nitro skates. I would recommend the nylon 66, and these dots would be perfect for a mouse like this once you get tired of the black PTFE, or if they wear out. Huge shout out to Nitro, by the way. They make great skates. You have to check them out. For the end of the video, I would say the performance and value for money is kind of like a no-brainer. The Ajazz A179. Number one, it's like extreme value for money. And two, if you want an Ergo Thorn /EC3 /Vaxi outset shape for as little as $35 for a $33.95 1K polling version, or you want the Apex version, this one $39.50 8K for $70. It's a lot of mouse for very little money. Again, this one is the Apex, which means you get the charging dock, and then the charging dock comes with a TFT or OLED screen, and then it plays GIFs sometimes. I have a GIF on it, but sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't. I think I need to click on this to toggle the time and the GIF, and or show my charging status or what DPI I am in. So now I've got the GIF on. By the way, this also comes with software, of course, but you can also use a web-based software called qmk.top, which works for this mouse as well. qmk.top is like it's like QMK for keyboards, but this qmk.top is free software you can download. Internet of Things. It works for a lot of Chinese mice. A lot of Chinese mice have adopted this software because they don't need to pay anything for it, and even some Chinese keyboards will use this software. For example, I did a video recently with the Keyduos keyboard magnetic switch Hall effect NJ80 with this mouse connected. So I had the Ajazz and the Keyduos both using web-based software to control the mouse or do any kind of the settings, change the colors, whatever, the magnetic switches, change the actuation points. I could do that with the qmk.top web-based UI, so that's pretty interesting. And anyway, that is the end of the video, and that is my review for the Ajazz A179. Pretty interesting for $70, 8K wireless. If you just want a Thorn clone for $35, you can get the $33.95 version 1K polling with your regular dongle. That is a pretty smoking deal if you want this shape with the grippy coating, and you're not bothered about 4K, you're not bothered about 8K. 1K is fine to you, but you want this shape. $35, pretty good deal. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video for the Ajazz AJ179, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.